everyone, and welcome back to Pretty Likkle Jacket. Say hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard. Y'all have no
After that
idea.
conversation we just had about Lenny Kravitz.
And I'm in left field over here. Okay?
No worries. It's just girls being girls.
Yummy, delectable.
So today we're going to actually continue our conversation that we had from the last episode. And we're going to be talking about my experience with finding out who my dad was. We're going to continue that conversation because I feel like we kind of ended it, well, it wasn't abruptly, but there's a lot of things that happened.
Left some things hanging.
Yeah, after that. So let's go.
I'm still stuck on Chester.
Oh my God, you have got to let that go. Kind of like titty bread.
Chester and titty bread.
And you're not saying it right. It's Chester.
Chester.
Yeah. Mr. Ramsey, yes. So I guess after I found out that, he was my dad, I had some conversations with him and we put a lot of the puzzle pieces together. And
Well, wait a minute. How do we get to the conversations after everything went silent?
Mm-hmm.
Your world got rocked. You're just seeing Miles moving, probably in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of not coherent. How do we get to a conversation after that? How do you process? What was the process?
I couldn't process anything at the time, at that moment.
So how long did it take?
It took a little while. It took probably a couple of days. And trying to speak to my mom about it was just a futile. She just wouldn't open up. I had some conversations with my stepfather. We had deep conversations about it. And my stepfather encouraged me to get the answers that I needed because he thought what my mom did was somewhat foul. And he let her know that in no uncertain terms because he just was always a straight shooter. And I wish that he had told me because he knew. But he just felt like it wasn't
his place to tell you.
To tell me.
No. Can you imagine what that would have been like?
For a minute, I was angry. I think I was angry at the world, actually. Because how do I not know this? How do I go through 20 years of life and not know that this familiar figure who's always been around is not my dad? It is my dad. So I was mad at my stepfather. I was mad at my mother. I was mad at my aunts, my grandmother. I was mad at the
whole
world.
island.
Yes, I was. And it took me a lot of years of therapy and conversations with my grandmother and to get over that anger because it was deep-seated. It was.
Why?
I just felt like I was missing out. I missed so much.
But he was there every weekend.
Yeah, but not in the capacity that I didn't know. I always needed my dad. And you know what? My mom, I think, knew that I suffered from not having my dad around. So, hold on. I see your face. Because I would always ask about my dad. So the fact that she knew that I was pining for my dad and wanting to know where he was and why he wasn't writing or why I wasn't hearing from him, and knowing that wasn't good. That was just awful. That was an awful feeling.
Well, I gotta ask this because it's a part of the processing, and even to this date, whatever a person does or however they feel about a certain act or thing that has occurred in their life, they hide it and or keep it thinking that they're doing it for the best of all involved.
You think that's what it was? She thought she was doing it.
The best for all involved, but then
including her child?
Sooner or later, it comes out and, you know.
I know she was doing the best that she knew how. At that moment, though, because we're talking about what it felt in that moment, what it felt like in that moment. In that moment, I felt like she didn't do the right thing by me. She didn't do right by me. Knowing what she knew and how much I wanted that father figure in my life. Now, she never talked ill about the dad who left me. She never talked ill about, she just didn't. She did what she had to do to raise her child. And I'm forever grateful to her for the way she raised me. Because I think she did a pretty good job of raising me.
I think she did pretty good.
Don't say it like that.
I think she did, you know.
Well, okay.
Even though, you know, in spite of reading Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, missed the biggest mystery right there.
Oh my God, it's right, Janine. I'm going to respond to Richard right now because, yeah.
But see the difference, because you asked me, why didn't you ask him? Why didn't you want to know? Why? And now, fast forward to where you are today, you had to pretty much process the pain,
process I did.
The knowledge of not knowing and then having it
be right in front of my face.
Right in front of your face, and then realizing that it was in front of your face your entire life.
That was the hard part, I think, for me.
Why?
Because it was
I'm asking why.
Because it was right there and I missed it. How did I miss?
Are you faulting yourself? Or?
Yeah, there are times I did. I absolutely did.
Were you?
How did I not recognize that these were familiar faces? They looked like their faces mirrored mine.
Did you recognize that even before or no?
No. No, you're not getting it.
Okay, help me out.
What I'm saying is I should have gotten it. I should have noticed. Yes, because I look like them.
We all look alike.
Richard, stop.
What?
Oh my God, we all look alike. Again. But there were signs. There were things that happened that I should have picked up on. Was I dumb?
No.
I wasn't dumb, but I mean,
was a kid.
Yeah. So yeah, there was just a lot. And you know what? There are so many little tidbits of information that I got. None from my mom. Let me just say, I got nothing from her. My dad and my grandmother. There were tidbits of information that I got from them that was like, oh, that's where that came from. Or that's how that happened. For instance, like, you know, my uncle was my doctor. My dad's...
This is a small island. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Richard.
What?
Oh, dear God. So I did not know that my mom used to take me there. So it was, and she never paid. So my uncle actually pulled my medical file after I found out all of that, because Daddy told me that he would make her take me to him, who was his brother. And he pulled my medical file and I was looking through it and there were dates and the times when I was sick, and because of course I went digging. You know how I am. Because I wanted to see the file. Well, and he had a file on her as well.
We're going to stick a pin in that because I got a story to tell about that. But go ahead.
To tell about what?
You digging.
Oh, Lord. So he had a file for my mom as well. Because she used to go to him because he was her. So it's just these little tidbits of information that was coming out.
And kid, how you gonna put that together as a kid?
Yeah.
What was
It
your
was just
favorite
hard.
pastime as a kid? What did you do for?
Good question.
Yeah, what was your favorite pastime? What did
Probably
you do? You like to
reading.
read. We got that, but what else? I seen them hills.
At least you didn't say mountains this time. Yeah.
Close.
My favorite, it was reading. I wasn't allowed to have a lot of friends
Okay.
because I was quite sheltered, I think. Well, hold on. So my mom was Seventh-day Adventist. So we went to church 7 days a week. And that's no exaggeration.
That's a lot of church.
If I never go to another church for the rest of my life, I will be okay.
You good.
I am good. I am all churched out. No joke.
7 days a week.
I kid you not. On Saturdays, we would go to Sabbath school. Then there was divine worship. Then there was AY, which is Adventist Youth. Then in the evening, we would have maybe a drama club. Yes.
Did you walk?
Yes, we did. We walked because my mother or my stepfather drove. Then on Sundays, we would have Dorcas, I think it was called, which was a service, the community service arm of the church. And my mother was involved with that. And then we would have Pathfinders and Master Guides. Then on Mondays, she was a part of a singing group. So she would go to practice and she would haul me with her. On Tuesdays, we had our youth choir practice. On Wednesdays, it was Bible study night. On Thursdays, it was some kind of club or drama club practice. On Fridays, it was worship. And then you would repeat, rinse and repeat. I am not exaggerating. People don't get it. I spent a lot of my youth in the church.
I see where you get your cardio from, too. Jesus.
Shush. But we walked. Yes, we did. We walked. So I didn't have a lot of time to spend running around the hills or, yes, we played outside. I wasn't allowed to play with the neighborhood kids.
Dang. Why, they were going to corrupt you?
I don't know. My mom was just very
No red light, green light?
protective of
Hide and seek?
me.
None of that?
No. It was my cousins. If it wasn't my cousins I was playing with, I wasn't playing with the neighborhood kids.
Wow. So...
I know. But hey, hold on. I don't want it to seem like I didn't have a good childhood. Because my
not
childhood
saying
was
that,
fantastic.
But you should be able to recite from Genesis to Revelation.
There are some passages that I can recite, Richard. Don't get fresh.
7 days a week. Man.
Janine, don't laugh. Don't encourage him.
I've been hiding under the steps or something. I'm sick. I don't feel
And that's
right.
not, I'm not exaggerating about that at all.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why you couldn't put it together.
We need to end this podcast right now because Richard is like, yeah.
Listen.
Oh my God. I can't.
I mean, shoot, you got me sweating over here.
But anyway,
feel like the devil or something. I ain't go but 3 times a week, Lord.
At least you went.
I gotta catch up.
At least you went.
I went, but I was, dragged just like
Yeah, I was dragged. I had to go. I didn't have a choice.
We went to like every anniversary and...
Oh, Easter piece.
I want to ask a question real quick. How long did that last for, the 7 days a week going to church? All through your high school? Like all through?
Yeah. High school, college. It ended up being through college when my mom left. Only when my mom left. And even then, I had to do some things because I had to make sure that I went because I had aunts who were there, who were kind of her eyes, people in the church. I'd never forget Miss Wilson. Yes, I'm calling her name, Miss Wilson.
Kathy wasn't here today, and we were a little bit worried about her soul.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the eyes and ears for my mom because she wasn't there most of the time, but they reported back.
Well, see, now that is the village that we had.
The
when we were
Nosy A
growing up.
Village?
that's maybe nosy, but it kept you out of trouble, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Because, our village, look, okay, so we had what they call the new road and the old road. And there was probably about 2.5, 3 miles between, maybe a little more between the two. But you cut up and you can get your butt whooped from the new road all the way back to the new. And then you get home and why the word travel so fast?
I know. I don't know how they know. And they didn't have, it's not like they had like phone. Well, we had a phone.
They had a phone, but
still.
That fast. So
Yeah.
you get home and, Miss Mamie said, you better not say a word. You couldn't say, well, that's really not what happened. Also, Miss Mamie
You're
lying.
lying. Adults don't lie.
No, at all. Even though Miss Mamie don't like me, ain't
Yup.
never liked me, and blame me for everything.
Yup.
For, but the cat jumping over the moon.
It was Miss Wilson for me.
Miss Mamie, Miss Margaret, she said she saw you. How? She blind.
Richard, no.
What?
She blind.
She blind. Her glasses thicker than a atlas.
Oh my God.
How she see me? She can't even see her hand.
Lord.
But
Yeah.
she saw you. You can't even ask, where did she see me? You can't ask nothing.
No, you can't.
just
You better not.
chill out, shut up, and take whatever
Yeah.
punishment.
I as much as I talk about the church and certain things, I still go to church today. Thank God it's not as strict as it was back then, where you couldn't wear pants and you can't wear makeup, you can't wear jewelry, all of these things. But me, I'm always a rebel, and I'm going to be the one who defies.
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
You don't, Richard? That's
Nope.
surprising.
Nope, I'm going to hold that one.
So I was always the person questioning things and, the doctrines of the church. Like, why can't I wear makeup again?
So hold up. You question
I
the
sure did.
doctrines of the church, but
Why would I not?
again, the mystery right here.
You know.
See, that's what it was. You were so focused on the
I was focused
other
on the wrong
stuff
thing.
that you couldn't see what was right there.
But the church is responsible for the way I am today and certain values and that I have.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's not a bad thing at all.
Some
It's
folks
just
out here ain't got no values.
there are some things that the church does that I couldn't rock with. And
Well, as you grow, and as they grow,
yeah.
Things change, and that's the beauty about people who continue to search for,
Yeah.
knowledge and or understanding is that things change. There was this line in Men in Black where, Will Smith's character sitting on the bench with Tommy Lee, and Tommy Lee says to him, 3,000 years ago, whatever the time was, he said they thought that the world was flat. And he said, he gave another example, and he said, and 15 minutes ago, you thought that you were the only intelligent life form on this rock. Which means that you better open up your understanding because there are things right in front of our faces that we haven't even begun
To understand.
to try and understand.
Yeah.
And that's even with each other. I saw this meme which said, I'm not going to stick around and try and basically what it was saying is that if my words have no effect on you, then my love won't matter. Because some people are just stuck. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. They're stuck. And if we continue to refuse to open up our understanding about things.
Well, obviously my understanding wasn't there because I didn't. It was right in front of my damn
Well, that
face.
was that. But I'm saying, I mean, and even when you found out, you sought to embrace it. It was a process, not immediately, because
No.
at first, all the sound disappeared.
I had all kinds of. Why is he telling me this now? Is it true? First of all, I
You didn't believe it,
I didn't believe it at first.
but
Yeah, and talking to my stepdad thought it was opportunistic the way he did it, and his timing.
Well, I will
And-
say this, knowing what I know about the situation, first and foremost, he had just experienced a traumatic loss.
So that's where the opportunistic part comes in,
Not
which
really.
my stepdad thought it was.
Not really. Put yourself in his shoes. That there's no more time now with Monique. That's over. It's gone.
He just wasn't
And
willing
here
to.
I am,
Yeah.
staring my daughter in the face daily, weekly. That time is clicked off.
Mm.
I can't do this anymore. You know?
Yeah.
So, and that's oftentimes when
It was still questionable. At least in my mind, it was. Because why'd you wait until then? You know, and then why would I believe you? Why should I believe what you're saying to me now? You know,
certain
so
things-
I had all these things swirling around it. And it was hard. It wasn't like, oh my God, yay, my dad's home. Like, it wasn't like that at
well,
all. It
that's
was kind of like,
understandable,
are you
too.
like, why did it take you so long? I was mad. And I cried. I was just bawling. Like, I would just cry.
It sounds to me from an outsider's perspective that your mom kept you really, really, really active in the church out of a couple of reasons. In my opinion, she might have felt guilty about something, and that was her way of keeping you,
Possibly.
doing that, but also to keep you in an environment where you were busy constantly, maybe not questioning other things. So she kept you busy, like she kept herself busy, and it was immersing herself in the church, which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing that she kept me. As I said, the church shaped me to be who I am today. And she might have thought that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons she kept me so sheltered as well, because she was afraid. She was afraid of
someone
people,
spilling the beans.
people saying, like, for instance, you know, the way that the village is situated. We lived on Golden Grove Hill, and she would have to walk through Nut Grove to get to town or to her church or wherever she was going. She would have to walk through Nut Grove. There was a point where she stopped going through the village because the man who she gave me to, his mother would consistently accost her. Like she would constantly like curse at her and tell her, you know, this is not my grandchild. Like, so my mom stopped. And at one point I'm like, why is this lady is crazy. Why is she constantly cursing at my mom? So she would stop walking that area and she would now start going the other way on the other road to escape her. You know, so everyone knew. So my mom never uttered a bad word to that lady. She never responded. She would just walk and pack. Like, the lady would sometimes follow us.
Wow.
Cursing at my mom. And I always thought this lady was crazy. I'll never forget her. She was tall and lanky and like she was just skinny and really, really dark lady. And she was always cursing at my mom. And after my mom couldn't take it anymore, she just went to the other road. So we didn't see her as much. But it was things like that. It was always, no, you can't go this place with these people. It was always this sheltered, weird.
Well, if you had that type of reaction from that woman, who knows what other, reaction.
So I really think
So that was a way of protecting
yes.
you both mentally, emotionally, mentally, emotionally, and maybe even physically.
Yeah.
Some people just don't have an off switch. They don't know when to shut up, mind your business, and leave things alone.
I spent a lot of time on that hill alone because I was an only child for 16 years. And then my sister came along. But 16 years I was alone. Unless I didn't go to my grandmother's house to play with my cousins, I was there alone. And as I said, I wasn't allowed to
So you
play
read
with neighborhood kids. I what?
read
Yeah.
books.
That was it. Or I would
Not
go
a-
with my
not-
stepdad,
it's not a
which
bad
was like a
thing.
treat to go. You know, he had a lot of cows and sheep, and it was like a treat to go with him.
Like the billy goat I
under-
saw.
Oh my God, not the billy goat. No, I said sheep. I didn't say goat.
Oh,
There's a difference. But anyway,
I know there was definitely a difference in that goat. That was the
can we not talk
Fabio
about
of
that goat
goats.
again, please?
Who grooms a goat?
Here we go. But anyway,
Buddy, dang near had a Jerry curl. Come on now.
can we get back to the topic?
Oh,
Because
pretty-
Richard is
oh,
going to
pretty
run with
goat.
this. I just know it. I have not stopped hearing about this damn goat, y'all. And I'm so sick of this goat.
He was posing when we
Oh,
went by.
Richard, stop.
He was. He had
Can
more
we-
muscles than a
Can
pit
we
bull.
get back to Jesus Christ?
See, just
At
like
least
y'all was
you
talking
got me
about,
swearing.
just like y'all was talking about Lenny Kravitz. That goat,
Oh,
that goat, Lenny Kravitz, and there was like 5 other
Janine.
goats around him, and he just posted up on this rock, like, yeah,
Can we get back to the podcast?
okay.
Thank you.
I can still see him.
So yeah, I kind of lived a sheltered life. Yeah. And I was afraid too, because my mom put this fear in me that if you go out into the world, like you do certain things, this is going to happen to you. And
But you took a ferry ride.
well, yeah, but I had to. I was seeking information. Yeah. She had, you know what? She had these fears raising a daughter. And I think one of her biggest fears was me getting pregnant.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's any parent that's raising a daughter,
Yeah.
man or woman. Shoot,
And me finding out who my real dad was.
yeah,
That was a huge fear for her. I think that's where, as Janine said, the shelter, me being so sheltered comes in, and being in the church.
Mm-hmm.
But the church, let me tell you, there was some people at that church that, oh my God.
That's every church.
You know, there's this one particular lady in the church. It wasn't Miss Wilson. I know I'm calling names, but whatever. I don't care.
She gonna come for you.
I never liked her. She was just too nosy. It wasn't Miss Wilson. I remember my mom had left and she was in the Virgin Islands. So, you know, certain times she would come back home. I was home with my aunts and we would go to church. And this one lady after church came up to my mom. And, you know, she's new coming in, you know, she has been away for a while. And she said to my mom, oh, I have something to tell you. Like she's whispering. And she said to my mom, you know, my stepfather, she's telling my mom now that there's this particular lady in the church who visits, she says visits my stepfather regularly. So my mother, and I thought my mom was going to like, because I probably would have lost it. And my mom listened to her and nothing showed on my mom's face.
Wow.
And she said, when she was done, she said, Mr. Simon is a grown man. He's allowed to have visitors in his home. And my mom that's all my mom said, and she walked away from her. The lady was so surprised that she didn't respond the way she expected her to respond. And that always stuck with me.
Mic drop.
I don't know why that always stuck, because I was thinking back then, I was 16 or 17 at the time. And I'm like, why didn't my mom respond why did she respond that way?
Well, it sounds to me that if you put it all together, she had to remain poised.
Yep.
Okay.
I asked her about that incident. And you know what she said to me? She said she was expecting me to act a fool. And I wasn't going to give her what she expected.
And
But-
she had to
but
keep she had to keep her composure too. Why? Because if she would have reacted, what else would have come on the heels of that?
So I always remembered that incident. And I'm like, wow, if I could get just half of that unbotheredness, I'll be okay. Now, did she go home and I never saw it.
Right.
But my stepfather, because I remember telling my stepfather about the incident, and he's like, yeah, I know what happened because I heard it when she got home.
You got both barrels. You got what's
But
meant
she
for
didn't
the
give
town
her,
crier and his portion.
Yeah, she didn't give her what she was looking for.
Yeah.
But this is church for you.
That's not, well, listen. Sometimes that's the best way to de-escalate a situation.
Yeah.
Don't give them what they want.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you just pouring fuel on it.
That always stood out for
And
me.
what do they say? Any dog that will bring a bone will carry one.
Okay.
And it's never what you said. It's their version of what you said. Because it's just trying to keep igniting, an argument or dissension.
After all those years, I am surprised that no one has ever said anything to me. I don't know why, like neither my aunts who knew.
Have you met you?
I don't know what that means, Richard.
You can get mouthy.
I what?
You can get mouthy.
I've always been mouthy. What does that have to do with it?
Exactly. So have you met you? You said you wonder why no one said anything. You still wondering?
What does mouthy have to do with it?
You be done cut somebody from the rooter to the tutor. Stop it.
If they told me that my...
No. If they came for you.
I'm not saying they should come for me. I'm just saying, like, why is it that no one said it to me after all those years knowing...
What?
It was just that one lady who said, about the Pretty Likkle Jacket thing, but no one's ever come to me and like, you look like the Ramseys, right? Or no one said, Chester's your dad, right? Like, I'm surprised, as nosy as Caribbean people are, how is it that no one said that to me?
Who is your mom?
My mom was very quiet.
Exactly.
So
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's explore that a little bit. You know how, a person who's quiet,
she's very
and even-keeled.
Yes.
You know what the other side of that looks like?
Yes, and I know it very well.
All right.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. And they knew it too.
But maybe whisper it to me, a secret, something.
Negative.
That's always like been a thing for me. Like I asked my grandmother, like, why is it that you just never said it? There was no answer. There was like, just never said it. Stepfather, same thing. Wasn't his story to tell.
Well, I agree with him on that though. It wasn't his story.
But me and my stepdad we were really
Still
close.
not his to tell. If he had told you,
I would have believed him immediately.
You would have believed
I trusted him.
But
I would have had questions.
What are the ramifications of that? Now, so watch this. So now he tells you, who's the first person you're going to ask about it?
My mother. Why would I not ask her?
Okay.
She's the only other person that would know the truth.
Right. So now how does that affect that relationship? Because he told you something that wasn't his to tell.
Maybe if he had told me not to say anything.
No. Have you met you?
Yes, Richard. I have met Kathy.
So he told you,
I know her
and
very
here go
well.
the questions. You took a ferry ride by yourself. Okay? So had he told you, you'd have been questioning everybody in the vicinity.
Correct.
Including the woman.
my mom.
Yes. So then
I would have gone to look for Chester. I would have asked questions for sure. It's just surprising that these nosy Caribbean people did not
girl,
say
that's a
anything.
multiplier nobody want to deal with.
That's a what?
A multiplier nobody want to deal with. Shoot.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, all kinds of stuff happened, man. Like even after the entire thing, and we built a relationship, and we had to build it from scratch.
And that's the beauty of that. You both built it. And you know what? That's something I want to say. Listen, I know this isn't unique to you or me. You know, we've looked at some things and saw some things of this. Listen, if you want to share your story,
Yeah.
you know, hit us up on IG. You know, if you relate to what you've heard, you know, share your story with us, because that's a part of the healing. You keep it balled up inside of you, and, you know, when it does manifest, it might not be pretty, you know? So
It wasn't pretty for me because I had to process everything, and it took me years.
yeah.
Took me some years to process it. It took me some time to believe him, actually, because I'm telling you, it took time to believe him.
Even when looking in the mirror. Did you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror? And then thinking about him and
Yeah. Yeah.
because I met your brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier? Y'all look alike.
Yeah.
He's cool though. I like your brother.
I just can't. I just there's some things that I can't reconcile in my brain as to how I didn't figure some things out. But you know, I've had to learn to live with it
Let it go.
and let it go.
Yes.
But it is something that's always messed with my sense of identity, my sense of belonging.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, I still have some unanswered questions, but
Because you didn't ask any questions. You don't have stop it.
in
Okay,
the
stop.
broad scope of things.
You did not
as
ask any questions,
as
Richard,
I
because you didn't
said
want to. Stop
before,
it.
It wouldn't have changed anything.
Then you don't have any unanswered questions.
Yes, I do.
Then you should have asked, like I
Yeah,
did.
No, I'm good.
Not that I got any.
good.
You know, I wish my mom was forthcoming. I wish she had just said, you know, this is what happened. This is why I did it. And I would have been okay with that. I would have been.
You sure?
But I'm sure. I just wanted answers. But the fact that she did not want to have any conversations and she died with some of that information is heart-wrenching for me at times. Because I want to have, like I wanted to have that conversation with her so badly, and she just shut me out and shut me down. So that was hard for me. I think that's probably the hardest part of the entire situation.
It's probably hard for her too, not having that conversation. It's probably
You
hard
know,
for
I
her.
realized something. Every time I talk to you about this, you always pivot to it was hard for her.
It was.
And I know it's hard for her. But
okay, let me just put it in perspective. How many years had that been? You were in your 20s.
I was 20.
Okay, so now faced with the reality of it, front and center, after 20 years,
It's gut-wrenching.
what was she dealing with? You said on our last podcast, she felt betrayed. Okay, because they had a pact that they were going to take that to their grave. So she had to deal with the fact that she felt betrayed by a man that not only did she love and held dearly, but now a revelation has been shared that shouldn't have been, in her eyes, shouldn't have been. There was probably some embarrassment.
Not probably.
Okay.
Sure, she was embarrassed. That's the reason for.
And she didn't want, and now she has her daughter.
Who's asking her all these questions?
All these questions, which further compound all of the feelings that she's been feeling and all of the fear that she had dealt with for all of those years, 20 years. And now it's right here.
Smack in her face.
Yeah. So that's a conversation she just did. She just couldn't bring herself to have. But
instead of just maybe just saying, this is what happened, or just being honest about everything that's happened, she dug her heels in and was kind of like, no, not having, this is not happening. This is, she buried her head in the
I
sand.
understand your mom. I do.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
What you mean?
So what you say? I understand your mom.
I do.
I do.
I do understand.
Kathy, let me ask you this, because I'm an outsider listening to this, and I just have to ask, when Chester finally said, "I'm your dad," in that moment, did he continue a relationship with you afterwards? What's
Yes.
the aftermath of that? Tell me, because I don't think we've gotten into that.
No. So after the revelation, it took me a couple of days, and I got with him. We spent some time together during the vacation, and he put some of the pieces together as to what happened and why it happened, how everything transpired. And with that, along with what my grandmother told me, it made sense. So we decided that we were going to build a relationship. We had to build a relationship because as much as there was that familiarity with him, we didn't have that father-daughter relationship because it was always, he was a friend of the family, right? So we had to actually put in some work and spend time together, talk on the phone, talk about, what was happening with him. And at the time, he was just getting ill too. He was going through some illnesses and stuff. So we spent a lot of time on the phone talking, and it made me understand him because I always thought of him as a complicated figure, and he is. He's very complex in the way that he views the world, in the way that he, in the way he thinks pretty much. But it was interesting to hear his perspective on a lot of the things that transpired between him and my mom. And he loved her dearly, and she felt the same way about him. I think it was probably one of his great loves, and same for her. So they it wasn't just, I don't think it was just like a one-time thing. They had a deep, deep relationship.
Yep.
And I think that's why my mom reacted the way she did, because she didn't expect him to get to that point where he was going to tell me anything.
Well, the deeper the love, the deeper
The pain.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was.
People outside of the scope of, we internalize our feelings for each other.
Yeah.
And some feelings are rooted deeper than others.
Yeah.
It's like someone outside that accosts you in public, you might get into it with them in the moment. You might think about it for a couple hours after that. Next week, it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
But someone that you really care about, someone
deeply
that
love.
you deeply love, the simplest thing can be heart-wrenching.
It ruined her, I think.
Yeah.
It to the point where she felt like she could not have any other conversations.
Yeah.
She literally cut him off, and he tried with her.
Yeah.
She did not want to have any conversation with him.
Wow.
She didn't want to have any conversation with me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she had any conversation with my stepdad about it either.
Mm.
So it was, I know it was painful for her.
Yeah, it cut deep.
Yeah. But after the entire thing, he introduced me to the entire, it felt like it was familiar, but it was kind of like gaining a whole new family. All that, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. And it was intense because as much as I knew and I was familiar with some of my siblings, it was still on a different level now. It was like, oh my God, these are not just Chester's kids. These are now, so I go from having one sister to having 11 other siblings.
Dang, girl, that's bigger than
It
the
was
Brady
like,
Bunch.
whoa, this is a lot to handle, And then, he was taking me to see his sisters and his brothers, and this is this person. It
One
was
of which
just
was a doctor.
intense. What?
One of which was the doctor.
Yeah, he was my doctor. I didn't
Hey,
know
Doc.
he was my uncle.
Yeah, I'm your uncle too. Yeah.
So,
So you
it
know
was
I'm gonna take
just
real good care of you.
intense. It was just really intense to have all of that now on top of it. Felt like a whole, like my world was changing,
It did.
you know? So it was a lot.
That's why I didn't ask questions.
You have to ask the questions and you have to ask the hard questions.
Nah, I'm good. I was dealing with a lot of stuff personally anyway. So yeah, I wasn't about to stack that on it.
Oh, that's too much.
She can edit it.
Oh, we gotta stop.
We got to?
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Part 2 of this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up this episode of Pretty
Because
Likkle
we're like
Jacket.
way over time and didn't realize we were so over time.
Our
Oh my
friendship's
God.
been over 30 years. It's okay. We're gonna wrap up this episode, but you know, part 2.
No, this
up.
is like part 3.
Part 3. No, with this part 2 of this episode.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, so
Okay.
we're gonna wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
And part 2 will continue as we explore, you know, this
The
nuance
impact that-
of
yeah.
the impact of
Finding out who my real dad is. I told you it was a lot, Richard.
I already knew it was a lot.
Okay.
You know, it's such a little package, but
I am a lot, I know.
that's okay. We love you anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So y'all tune in next time, and again, if you want to share your story with us, hey, this is a safe space. You know, we can explore, you know, and help you to deal with whatever it is you might have encountered or whatever it is you feel. You know, we're here for that too. You know, so say goodbye, Kathy.
Goodbye, Kathy.